לפני שאתה יוצא, תראה רק שזה באמת התחיל שם בפרונט-אנד. Go to the
Okay, you can start, please.
Okay. Good morning, everyone. Thanks for joining for today's session. So today we have Amit Jain, who's the head of international strategic partnerships with Google Shopping, and Manas Roy, who's the head of retail and shopping partnerships, for this session with Google Shopping. And I'll let Amit and Manas take over from now, and they'll speak for the next 30 minutes, sort of covering about Google Shopping.
Hi, thanks for the introduction, Kirti. Hi, everyone. I'm Amit, and in the next 30 minutes, we'll take you through about what we do at Google Shopping. Some of you might have previously seen a presentation or attended the Pioneer conference we presented last year also. So for those, it might be a little bit of a repetition, but we have had many changes in our program since then. So this deck doesn't cover all of that, but I will talk you through that. So while we present the basics of Google Shopping, what we are, what we do, and what do we have for cross-border merchants coming from India, we'll also cover the latest changes and announcements some of you might have experienced. So with that, Manas, can you turn the slide, please? Yeah. So I'll start with our mission. At Google, our mission hasn't changed. We want to build delightful experiences that bring merchants and users together throughout their shopping journey. And that's what we do in other verticals as well, connecting users with the providers. That's the same mission we carry in the shopping, and we are still true to our mission. One slide over. Yeah, and in shopping, specifically when we talk about Google Shopping, we are enabling the growth for merchant on shopping platform in three ways. We are connecting merchants with the shoppers at every step. You all know about Google probably and would have interacted with it in many ways. We got multiple 7 properties which have 1 billion plus users. This includes Google Search, Map, Gmail, and so on and so forth. So as these users come and interact with Google in various ways, searching for products, our endeavor is how can we connect those with the merchants and the interesting products that we have throughout wherever they are in shopping journey. So if they are watching a video on YouTube of, let's say, a great headphone unboxing, how can we sorry, yeah. So if they're watching a video on YouTube or browsing through images on Google Images or searching for something, and we got great products coming in from great merchants, our endeavor is we try and connect those users with the merchants at every step. Then we try and remove friction in the purchase process. We have observed that about 71% of the users who try, I mean, users are like more, 70% of the users are more likely to purchase if the shopping experience is frictionless, if merchants are able to provide them a very simple way to buy. And then in the end, I will cover about what are the tools we are providing to you to be able to accelerate your business with Google Shopping. So I'll take a moment, Manis, while you turn a slide over. By Google Shopping, we mean two programs. In India, if you go to shopping.google.com and you search for a product, you will see a listing of products which take you outside of Google Shopping. In the US, however, we have a more evolved experience which will come to the international markets, and here I'm talking about selling into the US markets. So we touch users in a multiple way. In shopping, we understand that inspiration and discovery is a very important part of the process for multiple categories. And we also figured out that about 45% of the buyers typically have a trouble finding the product because they do not use a correct search term. So for that, we have built shopping discovery units. So for example, if you were to search for shoes, I'm still talking about the US, we will present you, we understand that you're not accurately talking about shoes and we want to understand more. So we'll offer the user a way to browse and narrow down the category. So like, are they looking for boots, are they looking for sneakers, heels and wedges, clicking on the users can keep on refining their search terms and ultimately get down to really the product that they want to see. In some situations where users very clearly know, for example, if they want to buy a noise cancelling headphone, they write a noise cancelling headphone onto the search, and we present them with the offers that we have from our merchant partners. And ultimately, clicking on those offers, either they go to the merchant's website, complete the transaction out there, or if the transaction and merchant is a participant of a buy on Google program, then they can click and complete that purchase right there. So, which is where we offer a complete checkout experience for the users with enhanced product pages and information that they need to be able to complete purchases. This they go on, complete the payment, and this is how they complete their purchase process. So our approach is we are building an end-to-end coherent shopping experiences across Google. Whether you want to discover products, you want to validate whether you got the right kind of products, or you want to complete purchase and fulfill, this is how we are at every step trying to connect the user to the shopping. And I want to add one more thing here. Some of you might not know. For example, if you search on Google, and let's say you're searching for noise cancelling headphones, today you see ads onto the google.com. And in shopping property, if you go to shopping.google.com in India, you see listings which are unpaid, and we are organically bringing these results. So we have enabled the same experience in the US. So when a user searches for a noise cancelling headphone, and if you are a seller selling those headphones, you can opt in your products even if you have your own website onto Google. And if content is right and the product is relevant to the user search, we will present the option to the user, demonstrate the product over as a listing, and by clicking onto the listing, user will will continue to your website and can complete the transaction out there. So this is a new change that has happened since last year. We were only offering either an advertising solution where you had to pay for the click, or you made your products available onto the Google Shopping, making them buyable on Google, and that's how users interacted with the products. This year, in last few months, we announced launch of free listings, which is where if you have a website selling awesome products to the users, we welcome you to opt in your products. We will we will make those products available to the users into the relevant search queries, and ultimately if they click and get over to your websites, you don't pay anything. The transaction just completes on Google. And similarly, on a buy on Google program, if you are to opt in, and if you don't want the user to come over to your website for any reason, it does not convert well, or you want, you don't have a website at all, you can opt in your products into the buy on Google program. That's also a commission free marketplace. We don't charge anything. User will complete the transaction choosing the preferred payment method they want, and they will complete the purchase and they will come over to you. So essentially that's how we kind of are approaching it, that we create an end-to-end shopping experiences across Google, whether they are on YouTube, search, shopping. They go across there, they should be able to interact with merchants either on their own websites or directly on Google, complete their purchases very seamlessly. So Manas, if you turn over a slide please. Next, I want to talk about how do we drive action. So this is all nice, but how do we really drive action? What are the surfaces that we are touching upon to drive the user? So next slide will give you some screenshots. And if you are able to see here, we have kind of put in some screenshots of places where, and this is not a complete and exhaustive list, but if user is searching on google.com for a product, they will be, and if we have a relevant product from, let's say, you, they will be shown there. Clicking on that, users will be able to complete the purchase either on Google or off Google. Likewise, shopping tab, which is what we call shopping.google.com. If they are searching there, they get the list of the products that they can buy. Click on it, they can complete the transaction on Google, or go or continue to your website and complete the purchase. Same goes on image search when they are browsing through images, or a Google shopping homepage, which you achieve by shopping.google.com. Or we have a shopping app which is we are rolling out, which is available in US, and we are planning to roll it out to international markets. Same thing happens over there. Similar things will happen over assistant over a long soon enough. where you could interact with assistant over voice and complete your transaction out. So in this process, if you would see, essentially we made it frictionless. They don't have to go anywhere if they are within the context of whether they are searching, browsing, looking to get inspired on images, or watching videos. The YouTube option is not shown here. That's coming up as well. So, or they're watching for videos. If there is a relevant product from a merchant, our endeavor is we connect the user to the merchant and make sure that the transaction is completed in the most seamless way. Manas, slide over, please. By the way, I want to take a pause. I think the Q&A window is open here on this. So if any one of you has any questions, you can keep typing in, and in the end, we'll keep 5 to 10 minutes, time permitting, to take those questions if anything comes in. Yeah. In terms of merchant benefits, what are the merchant benefits we have seen in the program? First of all, what's not highlighted here because it's a little old deck and we are still refreshing it, but it's a no cost platform to you. You really pay nothing to Google to give you to be able to connect to the user and complete a transaction. So it's cost free. Second is you get new and valuable customers. So typically merchants who have come over to the Google from other platforms have figured out that over 68% of the consumers that they got through Google are new. It's just because we have a different kind of a consumer profile, and we connect with them much ahead in their shopping funnels when they are looking to get inspired, when they've started to think about it. There are many instances when we know about the user on what they're going to do next. For example, one example that always comes to my mind is if you book for a travel ticket and you're planning for a vacation through in the Gmail, we get to know the fastest that probably in 3 months down the line you are looking to travel. So we could present you the right offers much ahead of time. So just by the virtue of sitting ahead and above in the conversion funnel and users purchase journeys, we are able to attract a lot more consumers and shoppers and get them over to you. Then moving over, I already talked about how we turn browsing into buying, and that is a complete endeavor. It's not a destination where people go like type this and this is where you find the inventory of product, but essentially we are using all of our platforms, all of our properties where users browse, search, interact with us to convert those browsing actions into buying actions. So these screenshots specifically detect here. There is what we see here is a GPS watch, and the user is trying to check it out and the target is selling that watch. As they try to check it out, they see the complete product detail page, and we give you the flexibility to create a very enhanced product detail page to make sure that the users are converting. And as they complete their browsing journeys, complete the cart, we also look forward to kind of do a cross sell upsell basis what we know about the user. So there is a lot of information we have about the users, and Google search algorithms are behind this to make sure that when they are buying for products, the right kind of products are matched to the users and given out to them. Next slide, please. Yep. This slide just talks about, like, I think we have more than 4,000 plus merchants. It's now, but it hasn't been updated. But all it says is we have a very fast growing merchant ecosystem, and specifically from the time when we made these big changes like this year, allowing for merchants with websites to be able to participate without having to pay, and making the buy on Google program in US free of any commissions. These numbers are just increasing at a very fast pace. Next slide, please. Lastly, I want to talk about acceleration. How do we help merchants drive better sales onto the platform? So we have a lot of tools. Manas, if you shift the slide over. So we have a merchant center on Google Merchant Center. You would log in there, and we present you a lot of insights which help you drive your business forward. So, for example, buy box, as you all might know, buy box is a very important thing. Like whether if you have a same competing product, whether you're winning or not winning. So we give you insights if your products are buyable on Google. Specifically, this buy box applies to products which are buyable on Google. Like what is hurting your buy box performance? Is it pricing? Is it shipping speed? Or both of them? That way, you can take an action ensure that you are fixing it up and generating more sales. You can also understand your buy box performances week over week through reports and summaries, how why it is changing, what's happening. We also help you with assortment analytics and insights, which help you understand which SKUs have high potential, which will sell well. This is on the buy on Google side. If you talk about the listing side, where you have a website, you have very great tool called Google Analytics, which you can use to find the moment you got a user on your website, what happens, why is it not why is it converting or not converting, what is really working for you or not. Moving over to the next slide. Yeah, so again, more insights and tools. We provide you analytics that will also help you drive conversion. So conversion, we have figured out, is a very important part. You can get the user over to the product, but it has to convert. So you will get very accurate and precise recommendation, which will help you improve your conversions if you are selling your products on Google Shopping Actions or Buy on Google, as we call it. However, if you are doing it on your website, as I said, Google Analytics is the platform with which you can do it. So if I were to summarize into the next slide, essentially, as a merchant benefit, you are with Google Shopping, you are looking at a platform where you can come join and you get a prominent merchant branding. Unfortunately, we didn't have any screenshot where we talked about it, but we are not a marketplace. We are essentially we are just becoming a platform in between, which is connecting users to the merchants that they like and shop from. And we do not distinguish between a merchant who comes with their own website or those merchants who want to obtain their products and make them transactable directly on Google. At all the times, you get your own branding. If it's your website, you are taking them over to your website and completing the transactions out there. If it's you're putting it on Google, we take care that we are giving you enough space to be known, to generate that kind of a loyalty and a direct connect with the consumers, and be known. Again, platform is works on highly on personalization and recommendation, and that's core to us. So easy reordering, basket building is all where AI and ML is going behind, and we are using it to make sure that users are buying more often and more with you, so that you see a growth in sales. And the most important point is no commissions in this entire process, from giving the user over to your website or completed a transaction directly on Google. We are not charging anything. These are the latest two changes that we have done. It does not mean that there is not an ads program. There is also an ads program. You get free traffic. The free traffic, you would assume it's the same way as on Google search. If you understood SEO and SEM, there is an organic search which happens where you can click on free results and the most relevant results are presented, and then you can advertise onto the top. But for free results, like on Google search, same way, free listings, you don't pay anything. And we already talked about the actionable side. So these are the merchant benefits which we have on shopping platform. And for specifically for India, we've already opened up India to the US cross-border connection, and we are welcoming merchants who are willing to sell to the US consumers directly or already selling to the US consumers via other platforms. And we want you to join Google Shopping right now, right away. Immediately, what you could do is, if you have a website which is functional, transactable, our recommendation is go ahead. If you have not created a merchant center account on Google, create a merchant center account, set it up, opt in your products, and as we learn about it, as Google algorithms learn about it, your products will start to show up. You will see the recommendations and analysis, optimize your PDPs, optimize your pricing to make sure that you are going higher and higher in ranking. And on Buy on Google program, Manas can talk to more detail. This requires a little bit more at this point in time. We are simplifying it, but that is also available, and we've been recruiting merchants. So Buy on Google program is also what something you can join at this point in time. We have temporarily we are just waiting to enable a new payment option, and so we are collecting a wait list. But you can join again, go into the merchant center, opt in for the wait list, and we'll send you an invite to join the Buy on Google program. So with this, I would take a pause. Just wanted to check in how much time we have left. Kirti, would you know?
We have about 10 minutes left, Amit.
Okay. So we can go over, there are a lot of questions that can come in here. I will go in the order as they come in. Okay. So when will we have buy on Google product available to India? This is from Avinash. So if this question means like buy on Google for users in India from sellers in India, so if that is the question, then we are working upon it. We don't have any definitive timeline, but that is definitely something in our plans. And if you're talking about buy on Google because it's not clear, but buy on Google for the US, that's already available. Manas is on the call, is available after this as well. You can reach out to him and figure out how can you join. Essentially, the direction is very simple. Go to the merchant center and you can create your account and opt into the shopping actions, and we'll send you an invite to join. The next question is where can I find exact details to get started? I think we answered this question. Manas on the call is based in Gurgaon, and you can definitely reach out to him and we can give you more information. Do you have to list your products manually? Yeah, this is an interesting question. No, you don't have to list your products manually. We work with multiple feed providers, so, or you can upload as a CSV. There are multiple ways you can upload. You can upload via APIs. You can use, if you are on a Shopify, you can use via Shopify or any other channel partner you're using. There are multiple ways. You don't have to do it manually. How can we enroll in opening our account on Google Shopping? We are currently on different marketplace in the US, but we are keen on joining in Google Shopping program. We are very excited to know about this. So please do that. If you have a website, as I said, just go to the Google Merchant Center. You need more information, you can contact Manas. If you don't have a website, again, Google Merchant Center, and from there we go forward. I think the next question is same. So I'm taking up this question. Is Google providing any support to merchants to port their listings to Google Shopping? Yes. Short answer is yes. Long answer, again, as you kind of express interest, we'll look at your situation. We support porting of listings from multiple platforms. So this should not be a problem or a challenge area, but we do not know where your listings are, but we do support it. How do shipment works? This is, we should have covered this. So we shipments is something that you do. We will give you the order and the customer detail, and shipments are merchant's responsibility. We do not have any shipment solution, but we are working with the companies here in logistics who can help you with shipments and a preferred rate from India to US. And if your inventory is already into the US, then we also have preferred rates from FedEx and a couple of other providers, which we can connect you over and you can use that. How can I sell from India to international markets? That's exactly what we are here for. Join us. So there is another question for cross-border for India to US. I'm assuming we need to have all other documentation such as IEC ready in the place. I do not understand IEC. Manas, do you know about that?
Yeah, so Manjari, to answer your question, all the compliance requirements remain the same. As a platform, we don't ask you for these documents, but your logistics provider will not take your order if you don't have an IEC and a GST.
Okay. I have a question from Anubhav, which says, can we add more than one website to Google Shopping? Absolutely. If you own both, you can. Kshitij, we have shopping ads set up, but we are unable to scale while maintaining efficiency. Yes, this is ads. This is a structural thing in ads. As you spend more, the marginal rate of return starts to diminish. But you could definitely opt your products for free listings and see extra benefits from that where we don't charge. And I think if your products are already in ads, they would have been automatically opted in, but you should check on that. So this is an interesting question. If the product is available on both Google Shopping and our own website, how do search results change? So I'm assuming if you're making your products available via both, you're opting it as your website, which is where you are intending users to come over to your websites. And at the same time, you're also opting them to be transactable on Google. So this is a tricky situation. In this particular cases, algorithm will decide where they see a better conversion, and algorithm will gravitate towards optimizing conversion for the user. So if your website converts better than our own platform, it will likely start to show products from your website. If our platform converts better than your website, it will likely gravitate towards that, but no definitive answers. Just walking over the questions. So Manas, there is an ask for your email address. Maybe you should share.
Yeah, so there are asks for, I think, the merchant center also, and I'll get that there also, and I'll work with the Payoneer team to figure out what is the best way to collect questions, or at least aggregate them so that we can have the right information back to the merchants.
Yeah. There is an interesting question I want to answer this from Sovit. Can you please elaborate on how new sellers will get visibility among the sea of other well-established USA-based brands? Yes, this is a typical cold start problem which many merchants face across all the platforms, specifically for Indian sellers. So there are two answers here. If your products are unique and different, which is why cross-border programs typically exist, then you would not face that much of a challenge. Unique products find their own path through as long as they are popular. However, if you are selling, for example, a Lysol disinfectant, which everybody else is selling into the US, then it is going to be a tough road, and which is where winning the buy box and making sure that the user converts on you is going to be a challenge, which is where the price and the shipping speed and other things will decide. But yes, as agreed, a new merchant, you will have a lower score or kind of not as well established as the other merchants. So what typically merchants do is when they join in to get out of this cold start and create positive signals for them, they advertise. But that's not necessary. I have also seen merchants who do not advertise but have a very strong positioning because of the unique product page, product descriptions, unique products, great pricing. There are a lot of factors through which you can get out. You can also run promotions, go to an affiliate platform, opt in there, drive traffic. That traffic will drive transactions. Ultimately, those transactions will generate positive signals for you, and you get out of these problems of not being established. Manas, if there is any interesting question you see, you can pick it up. I'm also scrolling through. I have an Amazon store. Can I connect Amazon store to my Google Shopping store? Short answer is no. You'll have to go ahead and start and create your store on Google Shopping. But there are ways you can, use your feed and port over your listings. But you'll have to start over. There is no direct way. But we do offer with the e-commerce platforms like Shopify. From Shopify you can get onto Google. Is there a training available for Google Merchant Center? Absolutely yes. There is a lot of content and training available on how you should onboard, work with Google Merchant Center, and as you go through it, there is a help center article. There are like a lot of links, help center articles, videos that will walk you through. We have a merchant playbook which will help you through. So as you go through this, you'll be made those things available. How Google Manufacturer Center helps Indian companies running their brands into the USA. So this is an interesting and I think more evolved question from Fazal, who's probably already aware about the Manufacturer Center. So Manufacturer Center is for brands. If you run on your own unique brand and you are the brand owner, then you will be given access to the Manufacturer Center, and going into the Manufacturer Center you create a catalog of your own products where you provide a very rich information that a manufacturer would provide, and this will make sure that your listings of product pages do stand out, and allows for a user conversion. So for manufacturers who own their own brands, yes, this is a great way to not just to create a merchant center account but also create a manufacturer center account, claim your brand, and have the nice and interactive content for the users to know about your brand and buy your products. I think that's it. Yeah. Yeah, I think we're done here, and also right on time.
Great. Perfect. Thanks a lot, Amit and Manas. Not just was the session informational, but also thanks for taking up all the questions. I think that really helped answer the queries from all the attendees. I think there was one common question around the replay of the session, so I'll just cover that. The recording of the session will be available on Axel Events page itself. So on this platform, you'll be able to see the recording in case you want to go over it again and note down some points. So thanks a lot, Amit, Manas, and thanks for everyone to join and be patient and get some information about Google Shopping. Thank you so much.
Thank you
Bye-bye.
everyone for tuning in.
Thanks, Kirti. Thank you, everyone.